Hello and welcome to Pixel Pundits. You're probably watching this video because you're unable to access your favorite content due to location-based restrictions. This could be a website, streaming services like Netflix or Amazon, or online gaming platforms like PlayStation Network or Xbox Live. No worries. In this video, I'll explain how to access your favorite content using a Smart DNS and how to install Smart DNS Proxy, which you can try for free for 14 days. The link to this service is in the description below the video. I'll begin by explaining what a DNS is. DNS stands for Domain Name System, and it helps match website names to their corresponding IP addresses. For example, when you type 142.250.90.78 into your browser and press enter, you'll see it takes you to google.com. While computers use these numerical IP addresses to locate websites, it's much easier for us to remember names like google.com instead of a string of numbers. This is where a DNS server comes in. A DNS server works like a phone book for the internet, but instead of storing phone numbers, it stores IP addresses that correspond to website names. When you type in a website name, the DNS server looks it up in its database and provides the correct IP address so your browser can load the site. Now that we understand what DNS is, let's talk about geolocation and why it's important. Geolocation, from the perspective of content providers like streaming services, is the process of determining the physical location of a device, such as a smartphone or computer. This is typically done using IP geolocation databases. These databases map IP addresses to specific geographic locations. When you connect to the internet, your internet service provider assigns your device an IP address from the range they own. Each ISP owns a range of IP addresses that correspond to different regions of the world. In the case of a mobile device, like a smartphone, your location keeps changing as you move. As you travel to different regions or countries, your device is assigned a new IP address by your ISP or mobile provider that corresponds to your new location. Streaming services use IP geolocation databases to look up your IP address and determine your location. This allows them to adjust the content available to you based on local restrictions and licensing agreements. Interestingly, this method of geolocation is different from how services like Google Maps determine your location, which typically rely on GPS and other location services for more precise tracking. While your home or mobile IP address connects you to a streaming service, it only gives you access to content available in your region. So, when you try to access content restricted to other regions, you might be blocked. But when you connect via a Smart DNS, things work differently. Instead of using your usual IP address, you're using the IP address of the Smart DNS, which is based in a region where the content isn't restricted. What's even smarter is that the Smart DNS doesn't use just a single IP address. It uses different IP addresses depending on the service you're accessing. For example, it will use one IP address for Netflix International and a different one for UK-based BBC TV. This allows you to access a wide range of content as if you were in those specific locations. Here's how it works. The Smart DNS temporarily makes it seem like your device is located in a different region. Once the streaming service verifies your location, the rest of the data flows directly to your own IP address. This means you get the content you want without slowing down your connection. At any given time, hundreds or even thousands of people might be accessing the same streaming service as you. If you're connected via a proxy or VPN, all of these users share the same IP address, which can raise red flags for the streaming service. This is where a Smart DNS is smarter. Not only does it use a different IP address for each streaming service, but it also has multiple IP addresses for each service. This makes it much harder for streaming services like Disney Plus to detect and block access. The next question you might ask is a Smart DNS better than a VPN? Well, that depends on what you're doing. If it's just to bypass geolocation blocking, then the answer is yes. But keep in mind, a Smart DNS offers little to no privacy protection. All it really does is make it look like your IP address is in a different location, and it only does this for geo-restrictions. After that, the data still goes through your real location, meaning your actual IP address can still be identified. On the other hand, a VPN encrypts your data, ensuring both the data and your IP address stay hidden. However, a VPN has to reroute all data through its servers, which can slow things down. And since the data is encrypted, it makes things even slower. Plus, the encryption and decryption process requires more resources from both your device and the VPN server. This means your mobile device's battery drains faster, and slower data transfers can lower the quality of your video stream or cause buffering. In gaming, higher latency means higher ping, which can negatively impact your gameplay experience and lower your chances of winning fast-paced games. Worse yet, people might call you a noob, leading to rage quitting and smashing your keyboard against the wall. Well, that's what I've heard, but I don't have that problem because I own noobs. Lastly, with a Smart DNS, you don't need to install anything. You just need to change your current DNS settings, which can be done on virtually any device where you can adjust the network settings manually. Using a VPN, however, requires installing software, and not all devices can run it, especially those with custom operating systems like TVs, gaming consoles, and media boxes. Even though Smart DNS is included with top VPN providers like NordVPN and Surfshark, they typically offer a Smart DNS that supplies you with standard optimal regions for well-known streaming services such as Netflix and Disney+. However, Smart DNS Proxy offers a lot more flexibility in choosing the location of your Smart DNS. This is really the main advantage that Smart DNS Proxy has over other big-name VPN providers. On the other hand, even though Smart DNS Proxy also includes a VPN, it can't quite compete with the more robust apps from NordVPN or Surfshark, both of which come with many additional features. If you want to learn more about NordVPN, please watch my video on NordVPN, which you can find in the description below. That video also includes a workaround for devices that can't install VPNs directly, but still want to use one. To see what you might be missing out on, there are various sites that give you an overview of the content available by streaming service and region. I've put a few of them on the screen. Next, I'll show you how to install Smart DNS Proxy on any device. If you'd like, you can follow along using the link below the video to try Smart DNS Proxy free for 14 days. My link will take you to this page. Just click on Try It Now and create a new account. I've already created one, so I'll click on Sign In. Once you've created a free account and logged in to smartdnsproxy.com, click on the top menu option called Account. Here, you'll find your current Smart DNS Proxy configuration information. As you can see, my account is active. Next, it shows that my DNS is not configured properly. This means that the device you're currently using to view their website is not using one of the DNS IP addresses Smart DNS Proxy provides. This can be a bit confusing because you might not be visiting the Smart DNS Proxy website on the same device you plan to use it on. For example, you might be on your PC or smartphone, but you're planning to use Smart DNS Proxy on your TV. So, please keep that in mind. Now I'm going to explain how to change that access denied icon into a green checkmark. But before we do that, please make sure your device is connected through your standard IP address. Be sure you're not connected via a VPN or any other program that alters your IP address. If you are, first log out of the Smart DNS Proxy website, disconnect your VPN, and then log in again. It looks like my current IP address is not yet in their system, so let me activate it first. The activation should only take a few seconds, and as you can see, my home IP address has now been activated. The next step is to click on Setup, which will take you to the How to Set Up webpage. Here, you can find instructions for installing Smart DNS Proxy on almost any device. For example, let's say you want to install it on your TV. Just select the drop-down menu below the blue television icon, choose your TV model, and press Setup. Let me quickly scroll down and show you how their explanation looks. As you can see, it's a detailed, step-by-step guide. If you run into any trouble, you can click on the chat box and ask your question to support. With that said, I don't think I need to explain how to set it up on every device in this video. However, I will explain the basics of setting up Smart DNS Proxy on any device. I'm using Windows 10, but this applies to other devices, such as your smart TV or tablet. Currently, my settings are set to automatically get DNS IP addresses, but I want to use Smart DNS Proxy instead. So, I need to switch from automatic to manual. Now, I can type in the Smart DNS Proxy IP addresses and then press OK. It's best to restart your device now so it can adjust to the new settings. If you did everything correctly, you should only see green check marks now. I'll double-check by clicking on Account, and as you can see, the access denied icons have been replaced with green check marks. Now it's time to finally show the difference between Smart DNS Proxy and the more standard Smart DNS services you get with top VPN providers like NordVPN or Surfshark. As you can see here, you have a region summary for your Smart DNS settings. While NordVPN, for example, only provides one setting, here I can click on Update and see a lot of options to choose from. For some streaming services, you may only get a few or even just one option, like for Netflix. But for Amazon Prime, there are many options to choose from. Let me quickly scroll down so you can see there really are a lot of regions to choose from. I hope your preferred streaming service and region are here. But as I mentioned before, you can try the program free for 14 days if you use my link below the video. So let me recap. A smart DNS is the fastest and most reliable way to access content restricted due to your geolocation. Unlike a VPN, which can't be installed on all devices, Smart DNS can be used on any device, as long as you're able to manually edit your internet connection settings. Thanks for watching. If you found this video helpful, please like and subscribe for more content. And if you have any further questions, just leave a comment below the video.